Yeah.
Now again, this is a little more local to us, but you know, it's a broad story that's going on all over the country.
Yeah, I think anytime that a pedophile is exposed, we need to shed light on it. Whether you know, I don't care if they're left, right, you know,
local, famous, whatever the fuck. It's never wasted time.
And I think this story is so like just imagine the types of the amount of victims. It goes back to the whole the Nambla thing and the people who did the experiments. This guy was in a position of power in multiple areas, not just one. So you have a commissioner.
Explain, yeah.
Okay, yeah. He was an elected commissioner. He was a fire chief, and he was a volunteer Santa Claus for a local mall.
Oh,
and he would and he volunteered every year.
Of course, he volunteered.
Come on.
What job can you get that you have kids
on your lap,
ready to sit on your lap all day?
Mm-hmm. So,
oh my god,
those pictures he's always have the kid in the middle.
Just stupid. Just the fact that he had access to kids and it's supposed to be an innocent thing, and he turned it sexual again. Just some pedophile shit. So yeah.
Well, Skrill, the flower is in bloom.
I don't want any part of your celestial light.
I'm bathing you in a celestial warmth right now. Why do they always use that word too? Celestial.
Because they're Satanists, Chris.
It's always a cult shit, right?
It's cult shit.
Yeah,
yes.
You're right. Let me fancy up my perversion.
The fuck?
No comment from Lauderdale by the Sea ex-official as he bonds out on child porn charges, which in my world you wouldn't bond out.
You
might bond out a life. James Silverstone, 62, also served as a volunteer Santa Claus in town. Want to play the video?
Yeah, let's hear him not answer any questions. Which
no comment.
Got a lawyer for a reason, right? Remain silent.
I was gonna say everybody has that right, even pedophiles. So, and I'm sure his lawyers is like, don't say anything.
Well, what they found him on child porn charges.
They were able, and I'm not sure if the news clip is gonna tell it, but they were able to connect child porn downloads to a server that he was using, and they investigated that server over a period of time, and they found him to be downloading over 15,000 images of child porn. They got a warrant for his house. They raided his shit, and they found more evidence of child porn in his house, even more than the shit that he was downloading. So yeah, it's some real shit.
They must really go somewhere. The download got to go somewhere.
They must really crack down on that in Florida though, because I was just talking to a friend of mine, and at my job there was 2 guys that got arrested for child porn. There was the one that I told you about, and then there was this other dude, like within months of each other.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's like, "Yeah, ex-friend of his," he was saying, was just got out of jail for having child porn, and his brother was trying to get him to be friends with him again. He's like, "No, I'm not gonna be friends with this fucking
absolutely not.
Fuck for but sorry, go ahead.
What was I gonna say? The shit, I forgot.
Oh, we'll just play it because I cut you off.
You're good.
Save us both.
A safety vest. A former Lauderdale by the Sea commissioner went before a judge today to face child porn charges. Local 10's Andrew Perez is live in Fort Lauderdale with the disturbing allegations that led to his arrest. Andrew.
And I just want to warn some of our viewers right off the bat, some of the details in this case are heartbreaking, are extremely disturbing. And just a few seconds ago, he actually walked out of the jail.
We would waive reading of that. Charge.
His defense attorney not wanting the charges read out loud in court. James Silverstone stands there quietly wearing a green safety vest. The former commissioner and former fire chief for the town of Lauderdale by the Sea facing 10 child porn charges.
Yeah, I do find probable cause for all 10 counts.
Shocking. As a neighbor, as a fireman, as a commissioner, I've never known.
Now, by the way, each count can also mean like 17,000 photos on each count.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just one count means he had one picture. Yeah.
Yeah, they bundle.
he could have like this guy. I don't know how they make the case, but it could just be on how they get the counts. But I was thinking of this too because we were talking about it before we got on air. Was the like I'm very glad they're going after these guys, but do they ever do investigations into like who the kids are in the child porn? Because that's really the sex trafficking thing, the aspect of it that I don't. Again, I'm happy they're doing this, but are they just ignoring that part, or do they just put it in a vault?
It gets complicated.
It's probably going in a line of like chain of command. You get the viewer.
You pass that off to somebody.
You get the viewer. You snitch on the viewer. Will snitch on the plug. The plug probably knows the director or something.
Like the drug game.
Yeah.
It can't get too far in terms of like the degrees of separation.
Yeah.
But the anonymity is the issue because unlike drug dealers who are in a physical place, these people can be on other sides of the planet and trade in kitty porn. So
and that's how they do it. They trade it.
They trade it, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's hard for them to, and that's what that movie was based off of, The Sound of Freedom. I mean, there's so much of this going on. It's hard for you to pinpoint where these children are being abused. The only thing you can do to stifle it is stop the people from downloading it and consuming it. Because if you get rid of the people that's consuming it, then you fuck the market. It's just hard to do because the ones that are getting caught, it's like maybe 12 out of 100 pedophiles are getting caught. It's not enough because there's way more.
Yeah, like
and if they do that though, they probably up it up though just to get the viewers back.
Yeah.
So there'd be a bestiality with children.
They'll just switch servers.
I don't know if we're purposely comparing it to the drug game, but it sounds a lot like it, where it's like, all right, it'll be dry for a little bit, but then there'll be a new
2 kids in 1 cup.
Somebody on
God
a
fucking Christ. Fucking Christ, Wonder. God damn.
Ruin the whole thing.
Jesus. Just play this sweet old lady, please. I need a palate cleanser.
Let's just reset.
Yeah.
Let's give Wonder a mulligan. You're officially muted for a minute and a half. You got to think about what you got to turn your chair.
Thanks for the glizzy, nigga. Now shut the fuck up.
Thanks for the glizzy.
Said it again.
He got a high pitch. Mr. Randall came to that at the right time. That's definitely a new button. For sure.
Oh, I hope he didn't come in right when I said that. Oh, fuck me. I'm really just looking bad to Misfit Ramdale tonight.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Last time I say that. All right, let's reset.
All right.
Anything else?
According to the Broward Sheriff's Office, detectives started their investigation months ago, in April. Detectives learning of a computer that was downloading these things, more than 210 files that contained images and videos of child pornography, so they executed a search warrant on his Miramar home, locating hundreds of additional videos and photos of child pornography, with some involving children as young as infants engaged in sexual acts.
You'll be placed on pretrial release services with a GPS.
So he not only had the downloaded shit on his computer, he had shit off the grid, like on cards and stuff.
What are they?
Probably tapes.
What do they call that? There's a word for that. That's not digital. Analog. He had analog kitty porn.
Oh my God. So that's like he could have had tapes or something, but he could have also just had it all stored on a hard drive or something.
Yeah.
Not on his computer.
And if you just think about what porn is used for, and this guy is watching that while he's wanking off. That's crazy.
Open schedule.
A judge ruling that he also can't have contact with children or use electronic devices. The current mayor of Lauderdale by the Sea says Silverstone served back in 2010. He would even volunteer to be Santa Claus for town events, according to BSO. Silverstone's bond was set at $100,000. And again, just a short time ago,
he only had to put up 10%.
10 grand.
10 grand. You know he had that.
That's,
so.
Really?
It's too light.
What did they say he was facing?
10 counts of child pornography.
But what's the years? That could be probation.
Nah.
For his position, like his...
Nah, they would throw the book at him.
They're going to throw the book at him, definitely.
But it still won't be enough. He might get 10 years for that. That's not enough. 10 years, maybe 5 suspended with good behavior, and then he has to go on the registry for life. That's not good enough. If you get caught with that, you got to serve 20 mandatory, in my opinion.
Child porn, do you think, like, because I think we're all in agreement, pedophiles should get the death penalty?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you think child porn watchers?
You know, I struggle with that only because yes, they're still harming a child in a way, but they're technically not the ones performing the act. They're consuming the act, which is still pretty gruesome.
But the fact that they're watching it and whacking off to it, they want to do that in reality,
and it eventually manifests.
It manifests into them actually victimizing somebody. Yeah.
So fuck them.
Yeah, I say fuck it.
All right.
Shoot him. Shoot him in the back of the courtroom.
No arguments here. You're right.
Yeah.
Little pop pow.
Yeah, just no fixing you. He went through life this far. You think he's gonna like change his life at fucking 67?
Old Yeller.
Again, how many people?
Old Yeller. Yeah.
Do you think he victimized somebody physically? Probably.
Oh, I'm sure.
Probably.
Absolutely.
More than likely.
I'm pretty sure he grew up the kid or two as Santa Claus.
That's the thing too, is that I guess you couldn't even like really prove that.
Yeah.
Unless a kid comes forward and says, "Yeah, I remember."
Get me
this
too
happened
by a bunch of kids. We got to that.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah, fuck this guy, man.
He definitely did. Yeah. Fuck that guy for sure.
Yeah, that's where I'm saying. Like, I think it's. I don't know. Is it just that the penalty is obviously too light? Because this is where I don't like the argument where people go like, oh well, you know, they'll get their just due in prison. They don't treat pedophile.
That's not always true.
No, yeah. Sometimes there's protective custody.
A lot of times they're in PC.
Yeah,
like Larry Nasser. He's one of a really prolific pedophile. You know him, right?
Yeah.
He was attacked in federal prison, stabbed up. He survived, but that's rare. You know what I mean? Like, if people can get you, they'll get to you. But most of the time, these guys are in PC.
Yeah, but why are we like, again, I think I said this before. Why are we letting criminals do what we should be doing? You know what I mean? Why are we letting criminals be the moralistic ones?
I don't think we should.
I think we should. Well, what I'm saying is I think it's almost like people are they don't want that on their conscience, that they'll okay killing pedophiles. But it's like, all right, yeah, but you're okay with them getting stabbed in prison and getting killed that way.
Right.
So why don't we just do it as a society? Why are we letting our scumbags do it? Let's let the good people.
They got to be proven pedophiles, because some people could just be off of instinct. Oh, they're pedophile, just off of their opinion.
Yeah, just like murderers. You got to have hard evidence, all that stuff. We're talking proven pedophiles.
Undisputed pedophile.
Undisputed.
Yeah.
I think even something like this guy he's caught with
red-handed.
It's
one thing.
That's why he has a vest on.
Right.
Protected, yeah.
But yeah, fuck it. Let's us do it. Let the good people have to do it to set the precedence that this is so bad that even good people will fucking kill you for it.
Right.
It's not just the criminals you have to worry about. That's even scarier, in my opinion, is that good people will turn into a fucking angry mob and come after you.
Yeah.
But sorry, what were you gonna say?
Well, I think the death penalty. First of all, I think they wait too long. Like, if you're convicted, sometimes they have you on death row for like 10, 15 years. And I understand like overturning and shit like that, but for the most part, you niggas on death row did that shit. But adding pedophiles to that, I think that has to be public. Like, instead, you know how they have the family of the victims come in and watch on the screen. Now, I think there needs to be
like in
a town square
and the
type.
fact that the defense attorney is asking for the charges not to be said out loud.
Yeah,
but
he did that for his protection in prison.
But isn't it crazy how like
what prison he's leaving? Protection for the outside.
Well, yeah, the same. I guess.
We coincide And I guess I get it logically. We coincide the death penalty with murderers, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the crime of murder can actually be justified. The crime of pedophilia can never be justified in any way. You can't tell me any way that makes me go, oh, okay, I get where you're coming from.
There is no way.
So I think we need to have that mentality where we coincide the death penalty with pedophilia, because I think that's way more unforgivable than murder. You can even forgive somebody that murders somebody close to you. You can find it in your heart to do it.
Not every murderer gets death row, though. There are special circumstances for why somebody ends up on death row. That can't be justifiable, which is why they're on death row. You know?
Right, but I'm just saying in the I guess the broader term. I know I get the whole point. That's why I said at the beginning I get the logic. But I almost think that way with pedophilia. Like, I just don't find any way to. I'm sure there's people who've been on death row and maybe had it overturned because it's like, oh well, that was actually justified.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or overturned as in that's too harsh of a punishment because we can see how that can happen.
We get the circumstances. Something was a little different.
Right.
I just don't see it with the same way, like, as pedophilia.
You can't see that with pedophilia.
Yeah, we need that society that thinks that way, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy, piece of shit. What was his name? Something Stevenson?
Ron Stevenson?
Did you say Han?
Being safety vest.
Ron.
The former.
Oh, well, it'll be in the.
It's right there. He's probably gonna say it.
Commissioner and former fire chief for the town of Lauderdale by the Sea, facing 10.
He just said it before that.
It's in the story here. I'll just read it again. James Silverstone. Whoa, I was way off.
Yeah.
We call him Santy in the community.
Silverstone.
62 years.
What up,
Chet Jackson?
62 years old. I'm sure he has victims out there. I hope you guys come forward.
Just come forward, yeah.
Put this guy in the dirt.
I assume that's, easier said than done to come forward on that.
Yeah, of course it is.
Come forward with a revolver.
Right? I'm telling you, 2024.
I do
vigilantism. I'm all for it.
I do think that a victim of somebody who gets sexually victimized as a child, if they do run into that person and they kill him, they should probably get off life for that, in my opinion.
Wait, say that again.
So if somebody is assaulted, like let's say one of his victims just randomly walks up and pops him, I don't think they should be punished heavily for that.
I don't think they should be punished at all.
Maybe get a fine. All right, well, you can't just walk up to anybody and
treat it like a Law and Order episode. They let them off. The kid kill somebody.
They do. They do every time.
Play
they only let off the woman though. If you're a man, they don't let you off.
That is true.